Okay, welcome to the channel, you guys. My name is Al. This is Dark Side Reviews. Welcome back, Darksiders. Man, woo! All right, so we got the second episode of The Mandalorian today, and I'm not going to spoil it, I promise, because I realize some of you guys have not pulled the trigger on Disney Plus because you're saying you don't know if you want to shell out that extra cash for yet another streaming service. I'm going to go ahead and tell you that The Mandalorian alone, by itself, is worth the cost of this streaming service. It is fantastic. So let's get into as much as we can of episode 2 without spoiling it for you. And I'm really going to talk about kind of like the things I like about this in terms of the story, the world building, and all that. I'm going to stay away from what happens in this episode because you need to check this out, man. If you've not seen it, you need to check it out. So let's just jump right in. First off, I got to say, Jon Favreau, man. Jon Favreau is the creator and writer of this episode. I don't know if that will be the case with those that follow, but man, he's done such a fantastic job. The world building in this is so good and it's so immersive. And I'm watching this thing on a computer screen, by the way. And you guys know, if you are not new to the channel, the biggest asset that you can have for a film or TV show is immersion. To what degree is the show able to pull the viewer into the story and really immerse them and have them experience whatever it is that that story is trying to tell? This does a fantastic job of that, and it is because of how they have built the world or structured the world of The Mandalorian. It's really, really good because it very much reminds you of a space opera or a space western, probably is the best way to put it. Very much so, from how they've structured the Mandalorian's character to how they've built the world to the sound design to the score. All of it reminds you of a space western, but it still also feels very much connected to the Star Wars universe. It's amazing. I mean, it really, really is. And this was a short episode, only 30 minutes long, but I found myself completely sunk into what I was watching. So here's the first thing I want to say about the actor, Pedro Pascal, who I believe is playing the Mandalorian in this. He's fantastic, and what they've done is they've structured him in a way that he's very quiet, a man of few words, but very much a man of action. He really does remind you a lot of Eastwood's character in the old Sergio Leone westerns. For those of you guys that are old enough to remember, A Fistful of Dollars, For a Few Dollars More, Hang 'em High, all of those westerns, he very much reminds you of that character. And the world that they've built around him very much feels kind of reminiscent of those old westerns. And I don't know if Favreau's done this on purpose or not, but if he has, he's really captured a very, very nice tone, but also feels slightly unique because it's set within the backdrop of space. It's really fantastic, and the performances in this are absolutely amazing. Man, Nolte is in this as a character, and he does a really good job as well. For those of you guys that saw episode 1, if you're fascinated about what they might do with the it's not Yoda, from what folks are telling me in the dark side community, can't be Yoda because it messes with the timeline. But the character of that race, we get a little bit more of him in this episode, and it's really interesting to see. It is just a fantastic show from almost every aspect that you can think about. The performances are strong, the visuals are strong, the score is strong. The score is really good. The score really does help to complement this show and really does raise the immersion factor quite a bit. And then the sound design as well. It's I don't even know how to classify it, but to say it's really fascinating because if you're a Star Wars fan, I feel like you're either going to love or hate this show. If you're a diehard fan, you might say something about, oh, it violates the source material, the timeline's messed up. I'm not ragging on anybody about that. I get it, because I'm like that with some Marvel stuff. Like, don't mess with the foundation. But what I love about this is I'm someone that's not a huge Star Wars fan. You've heard me say this a million times before. Outside of the original 3 movies, I am not a big Star Wars fan. So I consider this show to be something special because it draws folks in that are not real Star Wars fans, and it really creates an amazing experience. And for me, it draws me now like more into the Star Wars universe. I want to find out more about really what's going on within the broader scope of the Star Wars universe, and it does a fantastic job of that. Here's the deal. If you saw it, let me know in the comments what you thought about it. Please try and be as vague as possible. Don't spoil anything in the comments, but just let me know what you thought about the overall feel and tone of the show. But if you are someone that doesn't like Star Wars, this could get you well on your way to really digging what's going on within the Star Wars universe. The Mandalorian is fantastic. That is what I'm saying. I hope you loved your time here. If you're new here, make sure you hit that subscribe button. Don't miss the live streams. Every Sunday, 8 o'clock Eastern Standard Time p.m., we stream live, and it is a fantastic time with the Dark Side community. If you did not see our response to the first episode of The Mandalorian, you can check that out right here, and I will meet you guys there. Peace.